So I said I wasn't going to do it, but I did it. I got the new M1 Pro MacBook Pro. I wasn't really planning on it, but then this happened. I dropped my 2019 16-inch MacBook, broke the screen, and damaged the top case. So needless to say, it wasn't going to be cheap to fix. Instead of sending it away to get fixed, I decided to bite the bullet and just buy one of the new M1 Pro MacBooks. I got the 14-inch 8-core base model with 16GB of RAM and a 512GB solid state drive. In other words, no upgrades at all. The main reason being wait times. This one was the one I could get the quickest, and I really couldn't afford to wait. I have an M1 Mac Mini with 16GB of RAM, and I'm very happy with it. And the M1 Pro, even the 14-inch base model, theoretically should perform even better. So that's what I went with. I mainly use my computer for editing in Final Cut Pro, and today I'm going to test the performance of my new M1 Pro MacBook and compare it to the M1 Mac Mini to see how much difference there is between the two when using Final Cut Pro. To perform these tests, I use the same Final Cut Pro library, with a media file stored inside the library, and each library stored on the internal drive of each machine. Both machines have background rendering turned off, all render files deleted, and the viewer set to better quality. First test I ran is timeline performance. If you're just editing simple videos, even in 4K, the timeline performance on both these machines is excellent and very responsive, with virtually zero lag. So, to see if there's any difference between the two, I had to push it. For this, I have a test project with up to 4 layers of 4K footage, some animated transitions between the clips, and a 3D title over one of the clips. Without rendering any of these files, neither one of these machines had any issues playing 1, 2, 3, or even 4 streams of 4K. When I sped up all 4 clips to 2 times playback speed, the M1 Mac Mini dropped a few frames, but the M1 MacBook Pro kept playing them back flawlessly. When I tried adding an animated transition between these same clips, the M1 Mac Mini struggled quite a bit, especially trying to transition between 2 compound clips with 4 streams of 4K video in each one. These same transitions played back quite a bit better on the M1 Pro, dropping the odd frame, but otherwise, the playback was acceptable right up to the transition between the 2 compound clips with 4 streams of 4K video in each one. Both machines struggled playing back an unrendered 3D title, but the M1 Pro did considerably better. Now, if I rendered this project, neither the M1 Mac Mini nor the M1 Pro MacBook Pro even skipped a beat. If you have background render turned on and pause every once in a while to let your clips render out, both these machines are more than enough to edit even 4 streams of 4K footage. But as far as timeline performance goes, the M1 Pro is an obvious winner. Next up was rendering speed. To test how fast each one of these machines can render a project, I used one of my previous videos that I released a few weeks ago. This project includes 4K footage, screen recordings, a few titles, adjustment layers, and more. Rendering this 7-minute project on an M1 Mac Mini took 5 minutes and 53 seconds. The exact same project on an M1 Pro machine rendered a bit faster, only taking 5 minutes and 6 seconds to render. Once again, the M1 Pro is the winner here, but it's not as obvious as on the timeline performance test. For my next test, I exported this project as a ProRes 422 file. This is one of the easiest exports because all clips are rendered into the same ProRes 422 format, so there's no transcoding needed here. The M1 Mac Mini exported this 7-minute project in just 2 minutes and 29 seconds. The M1 Pro MacBook exported the same project almost twice as fast, only taking 1 minute and 34 seconds. Like I said, this was a quick and easy export, but not very practical. This 7-minute export file is huge, taking up over 30 gigabytes of disk space. A more practical test would be exporting this same project into a compressed format that's a bit more practical for sharing. That's the next test I ran. I exported my project using an Apple device's 4K preset, transcoded using an HEVC 8-bit codec. Transcoding and exporting this 7-minute project on my M1 Mac Mini took quite a bit longer, taking almost 8 minutes. I expected this export to go quite a bit faster on the M1 Pro Mac, but boy, was I wrong. Exporting this same project with the exact same settings took over 30 minutes. I tried this a few times just to confirm the speed, and every single time the export times were very similar. I double checked all the settings, but that didn't help at all. Keep in mind, during both exports and all the other tests I ran, I was using QuickTime Player to record my screen, so that slowed it down considerably. But I did it on both machines, and my M1 Mac Mini, that's over a year old, did this task much better. I tried the same export without screen recording, and while the M1 Mac Mini exported this project twice as fast, taking just over 4 minutes, the M1 Pro Mac did a lot better, exporting the 7-minute project almost 5 times faster, only taking 6 minutes. The last test I did to test these two machines was transcoding a 4K video file to Proxy media. More specifically, transcoding it to an H.264 proxy file with 50% resolution. A 10-minute clip on my M1 Mac Mini took 9 minutes and 56 seconds to transcode to Proxy media. The same clip on an M1 Pro MacBook took considerably longer, taking over 15 minutes. Once again, screen recording with QuickTime slowed this machine down quite a bit. Transcoding the same clip without screen recording only took 5 minutes and 50 seconds on the M1 Pro Mac and 7 minutes on the M1 Mini. Not really sure why, but for certain tasks, using QuickTime to record your screen really slows down the M1 Pro chip. So, as you can see by my results, if you use a Mac Mini to edit videos in Final Cut Pro, the new M1 Pro MacBooks are worth every penny, and are going to save you a ton of time, unless you need to record your screen. Not sure why, but it really slows it down. I don't know, maybe I did something wrong. If you know how to speed it up, let me know in the comments below. But most people, myself included, hardly ever have to do this, so I wouldn't place too much weight on it. Is it worth upgrading to one of the new MacBook Pros? Well, if you have an Intel Mac, it's a definite yes. Intel Macs don't even compare. But if you have an M1 Mac, the answer isn't so simple. While the M1 Pro chip is definitely faster, the older M1 Macs are still very capable. Most people making videos to share on YouTube will be just fine with an M1 chip. The only way I can justify upgrading is if you notice significant issues with your normal workflow, or if, like me, you drop your laptop and need a new one. Then I would definitely recommend going with one of the new M1 Pro machines. The next question is there a significant difference between the M1 Pro and the M1 Max chips? I don't have an M1 Max machine, and really can't afford to buy one just to test it, but I might have a way around that. Stay tuned, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next week.